What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to some more Littleroot Laddering. So we are continuing on this week with Gen 7 week, playing some more of Penguin's Solgaleo Glastrier Fast Trick Room team. So we have Tornadoes here with Brutal Swing to be able to trigger Policy on Solgaleo. Also access to Tailwind and Taunt to be able to do Prankster stuff. As we showed off a lot in the last video, we have a really powerful Trick Room mode here with P2 and then Glastrier and Solgaleo in the back to be able to really utilize it as well. So, haven't really got to utilize this Feeny, this super interesting Life Orb Feeny set, so hopefully we can show it off today. It is officially March 1st, which means we're back in Great Ball, meaning this team is going to put in a lot of work towards pulling me back into Master Ball this season. So let's just get right to it today. As always, if you're new, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, ring the bell for notifications when new stuff goes live. Pound that like button, it really does help us out. And comment down below. I have no question of the day prepared. Ooh. Interesting. So we have Indeedee, Wheezing Gigas, Ensign, Feeny, and Shadow Rider. Can Solgaleo under Trick Room outspeed Shadow Rider? I believe they get to 222, so yes. Wonder if Solgaleo can... I mean, I think this is Tornado Solgaleo up front here. Question is, what do we like in the back? I think the answer is... I think the answer is P2 and Glastrier. What's interesting about this is Feeny would be really great here against the potential burn that's coming out from the Wheezing, but because of neutralizing gas, we can't set up Misty Terrain to prevent that. So I think our goal of this game is just to shut down this Wheezing as hard as possible, as quick as possible. And not only will we be able to accomplish that, but we'll also be able to shut down the damage output coming out from the Regigigas as well. So let's just get into game number 1 here and see what our opponent's bringing, and therefore dictate what we're going to do. So they do have Gigas Wheezing up front here. I think our lead here is pretty great for this. I think this is just going to be Dynamax plus Max Quake. So Brutal Swing here, trigger that Policy. And then we're just going to go for a Max Quake into the Wheezing. Try to pick up the KO on it as soon as possible. Going to try to prevent it from ever getting a Max Quake off, or a Will-O-Wisp off. We do see the Dynamax coming out from the Regigigas as we presumed. I don't know what they're going to be going for here, though. We could see potentially a Hailstorm into Tornadoes to pick the KO on it. We could see a Max Strike into it as well to put it down to Sash and lower Solgaleo's speed. But we should be the fastest thing on the field with the Tornadoes to trigger Policy here. I think the scary thing we need to worry about this turn is Quake into Solgaleo. We're going to see the Protect from the Wheezing, completely fine by me. We're going to get this Brutal Swing off. I'm curious how much this is going to do into the Wheezing now. Like, this attack stat on Solgaleo is no joke. We do see the Max Strike go off into the Tornadoes. Going to put us down to Sash. No big deal there. The next turn, we can potentially go for the Tailwind still. And there's Shuka. Shuka plus Protect means they're definitely going to get to live this. Question is by how much? Quite a bit. So Shuka or Protect means definitely Shuka, let them live. I think they might have gone down to no Protect there. So now I'm going to go for a Tailwind this turn. And I think I just need to take this Weezing out. The problem is Weezing might be faster now. They definitely are going to be faster after the second. Unfortunately, because we don't have Prankster due to neutralizing gas, we're not going to be able to get the Tailwind off. But this is kind of fine because this means Weezing's going to go down even since they connect this Will-O-Wisp. Like, this is just going to be a strong Max Quake into the Weezing here. Like, this just neutralizes our weakness policy. And it's actually not enough to pick up the Weezing there. Interesting. But now I'm going to bring out P2 here. I'm going to try to set up a Trick Room in front of them. And go for a Steel Spike into the Gigas. Steel Spike into Weezing actually picks up the KO through Protect. I wonder if Weezing taunts here. I think there's actually a non-zero chance that Weezing goes for the taunt. So I'm actually just going to go for a Tri Attack and Steel Spike into the Weezing. We're going to see a Darkness into Solgaleo. It's going to do a decent chunk. All things considered, that will do a decent chunk. Notably, the Weezing did not go for a Protect this turn. So we might see that taunt going off into the P2, but we correctly identify that. And we're going to go for the foul play into the Gigas here. Which actually, this is kind of unfortunate. I actually figured the P2 might have been faster than Solgaleo since Solgaleo's at -2, and therefore we could get the foul play off into Gigas before neutralizing gas goes off and slow start then triggers. I guess it doesn't really matter because this is a Tri Attack going in and not a foul play. Get the burn? Nope. Unfortunate. So now, what do they bring out here? What do you have, opponent? They're going to bring out Callie. Well, Callie doesn't touch P2 here. So I think the play this turn is to switch. Actually, this is really interesting because we can't Trick Room, but they can't Astral Barrage my P2. But P2 is also at -1 SPDEF. I think we just go for the foul play into Calyrex and switch out into the Glastrier here. Like, I know we can't set up Trick Room yet, but I could see them just trying to fire off a Astral Barrage to pick up the Solgaleo this turn. And so being able to go into the Glastrier here with the Assault Vest means we should tank that pretty well, and then can potentially pick up the KO with the Solgaleo, or with the P2 here. This is probably telling me they're going for Expanding Force, which is kind of fine. It's kind of whatever. It's really unfortunate we couldn't get Trick Room up this game. No, Callie's just going to go for Protect. Okay. We're going to reveal the foul play, which is mighty unfortunate. But I think the play this turn I want to preserve the P2 as long as possible, so we're going to go into Solgaleo to shake off that taunt this turn. So that's going to be 120. Yeah, this is definitely the most powerful attack. We can go for the Icicle Crash into Calyrex. This is going to get redirected, and I'm fine with that in all actuality. We know they have Gigas in the back. It has a little bit of chip damage on it, but more importantly, Weezing is already gone. So if we can take care of this in DD, I think we're in an okay position. Notably, they didn't show us... we don't know that Sash is on Calyrex, but if it is, I think we're okay. Oh yeah, we're fine. Okay, it is Life Orb Cali. That is really good to know. Which means this is probably Focus Sash and DD. Not that that particularly matters here. And we'll go for the Rock Slide. It's really unfortunate we don't have a move that has spread damage here on the Glastrier. Yeah, let's just double into Glastrier and into the Cali again. We're gonna see a Helping Hand. If the Expanding Force picks up the KO on the Glastrier, I think we go down. Astral Barrage is definitely going to take out Solgaleo. It doesn't take out the Glastrier, though, and that is absolutely huge. Because that means we're getting a free Icicle Crash into this Calyrex. Okay. It's not enough to pick up the KO, though. What's really unfortunate here is we don't have Protect on the Glastrier, because I would really like to get Trick Room up exactly this turn. I'm going to get the attack raise, which is a little unfortunate, but I think that's fine. We'll go for the Trick Room. And I don't think it matters what we go for. The Glastrier is going to go down here. We're going to see the Follow Me. It's probably just going to click Follow Me the rest of this game. Wow, P2 did not take that well. And now they have single target +2 expanding forces going off. Boosted by terrain. Had to think of the attacks move. This is, in fact, the last turn of terrain. So I think we just go for a recover here and try to make Calyrex go down to itself. Unfortunately, I don't think we're going to be able to stall this out, because I think the Expanding Force this turn is going to be enough to pick up the KO. I would be very surprised if we live this. Yeah. So how could we have played this game differently? I think the correct play was going for Tailwind on 1 and going for the Quake, just like we did, but go for Tailwind instead. That will make them eat their Shuka. We would be faster than the Weezing the following turn, so they don't get the burn off while we get to go for Brutal Swing then. I think that entire game hinges on exactly turn 1 not going for Tailwind first. I think had we been able to do that, the Gigas doesn't outspeed us the following turn, and then we are set up pretty and can just sweep from there. So unfortunately, we are going to fall in rank, but that's fine. We're going to go up against Duskmane here. We're going to go against Solgaleo's bigger brother with a pretty similar comp in all actuality. P2 Ensign, probably Dark Urshifu here. I would be very surprised if that's not the case. Thunderous and Feeny of their own. So what is our play? I think we have a better Trick Room mode. And we have Ensign, which is really important here. The problem is I don't want to lead Ensign in the event that they lead on Thunderous. So I think our play is just P2 Glastrier with Solgaleo, and I kind of want to bring Tornadus. Kind of want to bring Feeny. I don't think Feeny actually accomplishes anything here. Like, we get to take care of Urshifu and Ensign, but we're weak to the Thunderous, which is really unfortunate. And we take neutral hits from the Duskmane. So I think it is just Ensign here. And just try to position ourselves around the Thunderous so that Ensign can get in safely. Potentially get a Intimidate off onto the Necrozma, potentially get a Parting Shot off into it. So let's see what we got here. P2 Feeny. I wonder if they read reversing my Trick Room. This also could be Taunt Feeny, which is, I think, a really interesting play here. I wonder if this is Taunt Feeny. How do they get the special attack boost? That's so weird. Whatever. I think our play is to just go into Solgaleo here. And I could Quake the Feeny. I could CC. I think it's correct to Dynamax and just go for a Knuckle into the P2 here. Because this means that that Solgaleo is getting the attack boost as well, which I think is really important. They do have Ensign on their side, potentially in the back. But this also means we're going to stay at +1, and Solgaleo is just going to get big boosts. Which could be a problem if this is foul play Porygon. But if it's foul play, they're just going to trigger our policy on the Solgaleo. We're going to see a Muddy Water come out. No stat drops, that's good. Tri Attack into the Glastrier. No burn, that's even better. Knuckle casually does 55% to a Porygon 2. And now we're in a really good position, I feel like. Kind of want to go for a Sunsteel Strike into this Feeny, try to clear it, but I don't think we're going to be able to clear it this turn. We could also just go for Rock Slide. I think Rock Slide is real safe here, and then just go for another Knuckle into the P2. If anything, I think P2 is more likely to switch out. Oh, they are going to switch out the Feeny. Going to bring in their Necrozma. That's fine. We missed the P2. Look at that chip. P2 is going to recover. That's fine. Whatever. We don't care. Had we actually connected, we could have picked up the KO there. But now we have a +2 horse and a +2 Solgaleo. I wonder if we Earthquake. Is it crazy to Earthquake and hit my own Glastrier? We also have Max Quake. I think it's really important to take out this Necrozma this turn. I'm just... I also really don't want to trigger a policy. What if we just get to +3? What happens if we just get to +3? They're going to withdraw the P2. They're going to bring out Feeny again. Don't really care about their Feeny. They're not going to Dynamax their Necrozma. So there is a non-zero chance that we take the Necrozma out here. Gonna reveal Wiki. Nope, just Citrus. Well, now we have a +5 Solgaleo. What do you have to say against that, opponent? +5 Solgaleo, +3 Horse. Not a bad Dynamax. I'm just going to continue this onslaught of beating down this Necrozma. This is probably not the intended mode on this team of just beat them to death, but I do like it. This is probably Feeny Dynamaxing here. It is in fact a big Feeny. So this is probably a Geyser into the Solgaleo to pick up the KO on it this turn. No, we're just going to see a Starfall. That's fine too. Into Glastrier. Oh, opponent. You incorrectly identified the threat. But we missed. No! That's so unfortunate. They're going to bring out Urshifu here. There's a non-zero chance that this thing goes for a Sucker Punch. I'm going to protect the Solgaleo. What's the chances that this thing has a Sash? Where else would the Sash be on their team? Yeah, let's protect the Solgaleo this turn. And I want to waste their Dynamax. If they go for Wicked Blow instead of Sucker Punch, this is going to be real bad for us. They do go for the Sucker Punch. That's good. Can we live another Starfall? We can. Can we connect the high horsepower? Okay, we do. So now we have a +4 horse. A +5 Necrozma. Alright, opponent. What's the threat? You need to identify the correct threat here. Like, I don't want to give up my boosts, but I think it's correct to switch. I really don't want to switch, but, like, I think I have to. To be able to have a chance in this game, I think I have to switch one. I think they go for the Sucker Punch into Solgaleo this turn. So I think I'm just going to go for a Protect there. I'm going to switch into Ensign. Because then this next turn I can go for Fake Out plus Sucker Punch or Rock Slide. We get the double, so that's cool. They do go for the Sucker Punch. That's fine. Shadow Ball P2. Well, we are going to click Rock Slide. We're going to click Fake Out. Does Urshifu protect or are they choice banned? I think they're choice banned. P2 goes down. That's great. So now it's Urshifu versus the world. We can protect here. We'll go for a Burning Jealousy. Opponent concurs. I'm pretty sure the way they played that end game makes me think that they are choice band Urshifu. I would like to see their team. Unfortunately, opponent is not nice enough to let us see it, but the way they played that end game makes me really think that they are choice band on the Urshifu. So let's just jump into one more here to cap off our day with Solgaleo. And we got another Shadow Rider here. This time backed up with Whimsicott, Eliki, Tornadus, Landorus, Thundurus, Landorus, and Kartana. Ensign looks really good. I think we need to set up our slow mode this game. I don't think actually. Nah. Turbo fast. We're gonna beat him down. I think I do need Ensign in this end game though against potentially Landorus and Kartana, and I think to round this out. I feel really good about bringing Porygon. I think P2 just... like, them not having access to Psychic Terrain for Expanding Force means that P2 hopefully can just sit in front of the Calyrex and just make them sad. So we're going to learn from our mistake in Game 1 and go for the Tailwind here on 1. We can Tailwind plus Protect if they lead the Shadow Rider. It's going to be Whimsicott Thundurus. Well, we are faster than Whimsicott, I believe. I need to check speeds. Please Google work. $184. Tornadus is at 179. We are not faster than Whimsicott. So I'm just going to go for the Brutal Swing. And I'm going to go for the Rockfall into Thundurus. I think they set up a Tailwind this turn, or they could potentially taunt us. And I think I'm completely fine with that. So let's see what opponent has going on. Are they going to Dynamax? They are not. So they are going to get their Tailwind up. That's kind of fine, whatever. Wild Charge into my Solgaleo. Well, that doesn't really do a lot. We're going to break a potential Sash on the Whimsicott if there was one. And we're going to pick up the KO on the Thundurus. The problem now is they have Turbo Fast mode. And actually, what do we like here? We're going to break our Sash, which is unfortunate. But they probably bring out Cali now, right? They do. Which is mighty unfortunate because even if we get Trick Room, if we get Tailwind up, they're faster than us because they have their own Tailwind. Meaning I think they taunt us this turn, so I'm going to go for a Protect on the Tornadus. I think it's correct to Quake. I don't know if we live a hit. That's the problem. I'm going to go for the Steel Spike into Calyrex, but I don't know if we live a... They're not going to Dynamax. Do they just think Astral Barrage is enough here? I don't know if this is going to be enough, to be honest with you. Okay, unfortunately it is. Well, unfortunately, I think this game is over. Because now they have a +1 Calyrex. They're not Life Orb. Huh. I actually expected us to be able to live that hit. And now that we didn't, I don't know how we deal with this. Let's go into Ensign, I guess. We can just go for Snarls. And we can switch Tornadus into... Let's go into P2 this turn. Just go for this Snarl. Now they probably Dynamax. Now that they're at +1. I'm really interested in picking Penguin's brain after this and seeing how he deals with Shadow Rider. We should live this with Ensign. Oh yeah. Soundly live it with Ensign. Gonna drop the special attack on both. So now Calyrex is at -1. No, they're back to neutral. Helping Hand is going to put them essentially at +1. Which is just enough to pick up a KO on us. I wonder if they're choice specs. The way they're not Dynamaxing makes me feel like they're choice specs here. This potentially picks up the KO on the Ensign, but then Foul Play is going to pick up the KO on the... Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're choice specs Cali. Unfortunately, Ensign does go down, but that's kind of fine here. Because P2 is going to pick up this KO. The problem is, they still have their Dynamax. And we cannot set up Trick Room. And Kartana's their last, which is really unfortunate. I think we just have to potentially go for a burn. And go for a brutal swing. It's really bad that our only damaging attack on... They're not going to Dynamax. Are they just going to try to pick up my P2 naturally? This definitely picks up a KO. Yep. Which puts them to +1. I'm assuming attack? Yep. If we get a burn here, I think we're in this game. We did not get a burn, so I don't think we're in this game anymore. They probably just go for a taunt. No, they probably just go for Helping Hand. I can't imagine a world where they don't Dynamax and go for a Knuckle plus Helping Hand. And that'll... They're not Dynamaxing. What are you doing, opponent? End me. Alright. Well, after a very, very astonishing day 1 with this team. Had a less than stellar day 2 here with it, but I'm really interested in how Penguin handles the Shadow Rider matchup, because I don't like the fact that they had Tailwind. I'm really interested in seeing. Yeah, it was Choice Specs Cali. Interesting. And it was Mental Herb on the Whimsicott, so even going for the taunt did not matter. They don't even have a damaging attack on their Whimsicott. Wow. Wow. So I'm interested in hearing what Penguin has to say about this team. Overall, I think this team was very fun. I definitely enjoyed the games that we got to play with it. I am going to throw up this rental code one more time while we talk about this on the way out. I'm curious as to what he is doing with Feeney, because we honestly, in the 6 games we played with it, well, 7 technically, but one of them was a fluke and we didn't actually do anything. I don't think we brought Feeney once. So I don't know if I'm just misassessing the role that this Feeney is putting on this team, but it didn't feel like it ever really lined up against what we were trying to be doing. We also I don't think we ever set Tailwind either with Tornadus, and in the first game, it definitely cost us. Had we set up the Tailwind first instead of immediately going for the Brutal Swing, I think we would win that game, because then when the Calyrex comes out, we outspeed it and can one-shot it. But past that, I'm really satisfied with this team. The special instant is not something that people see coming most of the time, and having Burning Jealousy right now in the format seems really good, because there's a ton of ways to be able to proc policies on various mons, and just being able to punish your opponent for doing so is really, really powerful. I don't think we ever got to do it ourselves, but there were definitely times where Incineroar was just clutch in being able to set up Trick Room, or a various multitude of different ways that it was really useful for us. Solgaleo, very powerful Pokemon, was very satisfied with being able to play it. Having full metal body means that you just don't care about Intimidate, whereas Duskmane does, and I think that difference is huge when it comes to the difference of those two mons. Glastrier put so much work in the last couple days, especially that second game today, being able to get itself to +4 and Solgaleo to +5, really just dominated that game in my opinion. But that's going to be it, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe, ring the bell for notifications when new stuff goes live, pound that like button, and comment down below your thoughts on the team overall. I'm interested in hearing what people have to say, potentially what you would change about the team, and most importantly, what you really enjoyed about the team. So, thank you all very much. Have a good one. Peace.